Hey there everyone, this is Parker from Team Shockwave, and today I'm here with David Wu. And here at my locals, I'm seeing David just topped with second place with Madolche, and especially coming back from being absent from the game for a long while now. So, David, tell me a little about that.
Well, I mean, I started like buying like Yu-Gi-Oh like when it first came out, about like starter deck Yu-Gi and stuff, and I bought a few packs like Magic Ruler, Spell Ruler, and Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon, but ever since then, like I kind of just haven't been able to keep up until I just kind of stopped playing until like about the end of August when I decided to come back into the game.
Alright, so I'm hearing that, well, I heard that you just played with Madolche today, and you want to present it to the audience here.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's get to it then.
Alright, so here's the deck. So I got 3 Madolche Madolche. I think she's just really great. I usually just use her to summon her and add another one and just continuously do it and just to make sure I always have monsters in my hand. If I need another monster like Pudding Sass or Mew, then I'll search them. But usually it's just her adding another one of her. And then next is 2 Madolche Mufeuille, I believe is how you pronounce it, based on what I know in French. Yeah, I like him just at 2, and at first I had 3, but I find that I was just drawing into him and no real way to use it, and him just being useless all the time. So instead I cut it down to 2, so that I can use him to summon another one of him, or to just summon Pudding Sass without causing too many den draws. And I'm using two Bopples. I think he's a great card on his own, because you can switch monsters into defense mode, and you can use your Madolches to run over their weaker defenses or just stall for a few turns, and it's a great standalone card. But I think I'm probably going to cut him down to 1 once the new cards come out. But until then, he's been doing pretty great at 2. I can just set him on the field and have him stay on the field, and use him with himself or with Mew for an XCs or for a rank 3, or just keeping him on the field for my own monsters like Butler to run over their monsters. And I use one Butler Rusk. I think he is a slow card, yes, but there are situations where if you summon him, he's actually way better than Terraforming, and plus he's another Madolche monster that I can use to gain field presence, and I'm probably gonna leave him at 1 even when all the new cards come out. One Madolche Chevalier. I like him because he's just the strongest of all Madolche monsters. He's 2200 attack, run over some things like Cyber Dragon. I might decide to cut him out though once the new cards come out. I use 2 Fossil Dino Apache Cephalos. I really like this card because it barely hurts my own deck, but it screws up a lot of decks really bad, and so I'm just main decking him to screw up with all the decks like agents and wind-ups that just love special summoning and it works even after they special summon their monsters. I just flip it and they all die. I think I'm gonna side these out though once the new cards come out, but until then they've been working really well for me. I use just one Madolche Pudding Sass. The funny thing is that she is the star of the deck, but you kind of don't really want to draw into her. You want to search her with Madolche, and when you're ready to summon her through Mew, because once she's in your hand, she can clog up the hand pretty badly unless you have something to tribute with it, and even then it's still not too great. So I'm just using one of her for now. And I'm probably gonna stick with just one of her when all the new cards come out too. I use a Silver Sentinel right now. It was just an idea that I wanted to test out, and it's been working pretty great. It gives me extra insurance against heavy storm Heavy Storm, and it can also function as a monster when I'm running low on monsters and need to gain field presence. I like TG Striker. I think he's like I came up with this idea like on my own, and I think he's just really great. Like I know he goes to the grave, and which makes pudding cess like not lose her attack boost, but I think it's totally worth it because like it's an Earth tutor, and all the other monsters in the deck are Earth, so you can get access to the Naturia synchros like Naturia Beast, and like I mean it's a choice between choosing to have pudding cess gain 800 attack or locking all of their spells and traps, and I think definitely I prefer the Naturias. I'm main deck 1 DD Warrior Lady right now. I think she's really good because right now it's important to like banish monsters rather than just destroying them, and like she also fits into my deck's overall strategy, which is to just like make them run out of monsters and use Madolche to like make sure that I constantly have monsters, and so that I could just like spam all my little monsters and like kill them. But so yeah, I like her, but I'm probably gonna side her out once the new cards come, and that's it for the monsters. And then for the spells, I use 3 Madolche Chateau. It's a great card. It also helps me out with my strategy of just making sure that like I always have monsters in my hand, like even when they try to destroy it, and like it's just a really great card, even if you like draw multiples of it, because you need multiples of it to compete with decks that use other field spells.
No, this guy's killed Stardust Dragon.
I use 2 Pot of Dualities, and I think it's a great card because it's because like this deck barely special summons, and it's great for consistency for getting Magellans and all the other monsters and just whatever you need. It's just really great because this deck hardly ever special summons. I main deck 1 Soul Taker right now because like it fits into again what my overall strategy of the deck, which is to just kill all their monsters and make them run out of monsters while I'll constantly have monsters even if they're weak. Because like one of the things with Madolches is like they're good at getting hand advantage in monsters, but like the monsters themselves don't really have like a real way of like just killing off a monster that's stronger than them, like a Blackluster Soldier or something, or a Thunder King. So that's why I have this. Reinforcement of the army. I'm just main decking this right now because it's great because it can turn into a DD Warrior Lady if I need to get rid of a problematic monster on their field, or a TG Striker when I want to like lock down their field, or just a Chevalier when I have Chateau and can like just use Chateau, use a Chevalier to just dominate the field. I'm probably gonna take this out once the new cards come though, just because I'm gonna take out DD Warrior Lady. And Monster Reborn, it's pretty obvious. Book of Moon, also kind of obvious. Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. That's it for the spells. And in this deck, I use a lot of traps, more so than usual decks, because like it's due to 2 reasons. One, it's because like I know that like Chateau is going to be like a Mystical Space Typhoon magnet, so they're going to try and MST it, so like and they'll just forget about my traps, and my traps will just like kill all their monsters, and if they decide to MST my traps and leave Chateau, well then my monsters keep on coming back, and it still works out pretty well for me. So anyways, onto the traps. Solemn Judgment and the Solemn Warnings. It's the traps that every deck runs. I'm not too sure about like using Solemn Warning because of its cost, because like the Madolche monsters themselves are really weak, and it's really easy to kind of just drain your life points by constantly attacking. So it might end up being dead. So for now, I'm using 2, but like I think it would be personally alright to just take one out. and then two bottomless trap holes, more monster removal, and but I don't just use these cards because the problem with these cards is that they assume that you can you can activate it on the monster summon, like it's like, what if they summon the monster like before you get to set and activate these? So then I have a bunch of more traps, like two-dimensional prisons, and 2 compulsory for extra deck monsters, 2 mirror forces. All of these are just to get rid of monsters after they come onto the field, before I can respond to them with bottomless. And finally, Starlight Road. And now for the extra deck, it's just built with a bunch of cards that I traded for recently. It's sorry if it's not too great, but I'll just go through it. Flambeau Uriquizas, I don't really use him. I have him because like someone gave him, was nice enough to give it to me for free, and I don't really have that many other extra deck monsters, so here he is. And let's see, Photon Papilloperative, I think that's how you say its name, for when you want to kill defensive monsters. Base Stroke, he's my favorite rank 4, good for protection and using his effect to like cancel out effects and just running over certain monsters. Fairy King Albert, he's really good in this deck because like all the monsters here are Earth, and he can like, he's kind of like the opposite of like Giga Brilliance, where if they have like a whole ton of monsters, you can just use him to like reduce the attack of all their monsters down and make them all weak enough for your monsters to kill. Leviathan Dragon, pretty obvious. Zemanes, kind of obvious. Silver Mountain, you don't usually get to use his effect very often, but like when I do, he's like really good in case I want to just get back like a fossil Dynapache, or like just freeze their back row for a second. And I've not really used him so far, but like there have been a few times when I've used him, and during those times he's been really great. Utopia, pretty obvious. And now for the synchros, Naturia Beast, because I run TJ Striker, Naturia Barkion, Gaia Knight, the Force of the Earth, Scrap Dragon, Arcanite Magician, and Ancient Fairy Dragon. Like in my side deck, I actually run GX Ally Birdman, and when I want to side those in, I can use it to make these 2 cards, and I think they're really great because like he just pops 2 of their cards for free, and she can destroy other field spells. So like it's great for when you need to play against like decks that use other field spells. And finally, Stardust Dragon for the Starlight Road. And thank you for listening to me ramble.
Alright, thank you, David. This is Parker from Team Shockwave, signing out.